Ruler School is brought to you by Odyssey Games, where you can go to pre-order upcoming Force of Will sets, ccgprime.com for singles and supplies, cardodoko.com for those rulers in the international market looking for product, as well as our guest lecturer members Vite Ramen and Full Grammar Alchemist. Class is in session. Hey there, rulers. Welcome back after a long week of Force of Will to your favorite ever live Force of Will podcast, Office Hours, featuring myself, DMO73, and I'm joined by our good friend and World Championship qualifier, Shunpo.
How's it going, everyone?
Got one of the last invites last season, got one of the first invites this season, the shortest distance between qualifiers. Look at you go.
Yeah, I mean, it feels a lot better.
Yeah, you just
early one.
You just get to hang out now.
yeah, let's have a good time.
Yeah, for sure. So we are here. We're talking about spoiler stuff. Mike and Paul have the week off this week. They have this nice big old box of stuff. I wonder what any of this could be as we get 1 month out from Valfest. Who would have thought? We're going to be talking about spoilers. We're going to be talking about some paradox discussion. And some interesting news that came out this week. So I'm looking forward to it. We're jumping into Helen. First thought, though, Shunpo, now that we've seen what presumably is the Helen support suite, although we might see more, who knows? Like, first thoughts, how are you feeling about Helen?
I mean, she's interesting. She gives like the Lehen vibes, which I guess she's technically Lehen, but
right.
Working with it's the bottom card, right? That we're working with. So yep. I mean, definitely something to look at. I think people are gonna look compared to Lehen so much because they're so used to the like power crept version essentially and be like, oh well, it's not the same. But I think with the support and what she's got, it's definitely something to like experiment and look into.
For me, this feels like when I was looking at the support suite, my first thought of Helen was like, oh, this feels more like the true essence of light Helen. Like, those two decks feel very comparable as opposed to like Helen and Lehen. Like, that's right. Kind of how they feel different. And so that was really interesting to me. I do think she has some pretty interesting things going for her. She's weird. But in like a cool way. Like, I will say this too, red blue is traditionally in Force of Will pretty kind of like, I don't really know what we're doing here.
Yeah.
And so first glance kind of has the same vibe for Helen, but I think there's some cool stuff to go with that.
For sure.
And we're going to start off with for regaining all lost knowledge, which is her oath, is blue-white. You gain X life plus an additional X life, and up to 2 target J/Resonators gain minus X100 defense or attack until end of turn. End of the next turn, where X is the number of times you've already played it. If you would gain 2,000 life this way, you win the game instead. Remove this card as it resolves. So technically, if you cast this 9 times, you've won the game, which is very interesting to me. But it combos nicely, I think. We'll have to get the Q&A here with the next card.
I was going to say, yeah.
Which accelerates it a lot. This is Wangxia, the Spiritualist Witch. 2 cost 3/7 with Quick Cast, Mythic, and Drain. If a player would gain life, they gain that much plus an additional 400 instead. That accelerates that deck, cuts it in half.
Yeah.
The question for me though is, does she pump up each individual life gain, or does she pump up the total by 400? Right, because the other one is X and X. So is it gain 1 + 1 + 4, or is it 1 + 4 and 1 + 4? At which point in time her first cast is halfway. Literally right. Cuts the time in half.
Which is a Q&A.
Yeah, something for the Q&A. Yeah, for sure. Definitely going to get that clarified. Either way, it's good for acceleration.
Yeah, for sure.
Wangxia would make 18 to 100 gain life into 500. Yep, for sure.
So we're burning people 5.
Yeah, let's start doing that kind of stuff. That's pretty insanely good for 18, giving your opponent 100 life, giving them 5, so then it actually drains them for 5. Like, oh, okay. Expel 2 cards stacked below this card. Return this card to its owner's hand. Pay 0. Change the target of a spell or ability you don't control with a single target, not targeting this card, to this card. If you do, you gain 100 life, which then becomes 500 life. See how that works? And then you can tap to stack the bottom 2 cards of your deck face down below this card. At Trinity, you get pay 1, recover this card once per turn. That ability is really good for Helen. Because remember, this is a witch, so if Helen has this removed outside the game, then when she's judgmented, she can swing at you, and then pay 1, and recover, and swing at you again. Huh. It also works really well for the fact that a lot of the Trinity witches that she'll have abilities for, like, tap. So, like, it lets Helen, like, start do a bunch of stuff over and over and over again per turn. Or call stone and then still be able to do her other things, which is like, oh, I see what we're getting at here. The retargeting effect can be infinite life gain if you flash 1 in response to a target, which is kind of cool if you have 2. Oh, because you change it, and then before it resolves, you change it again, and then before it resolves, you change it again.
Oh my God.
Then before it resolves, you change it again. Thanks. I hate it because it is mythic. So that's a mythic trigger. So in response to, can we get the CR updated to have mythic no longer be a trigger, please? It causes more problems than good. Alejandro, you're in the chat right now. Can you please just go have mythic no longer be a trigger? Just be like, as soon as the thing that has mythic enters the field, you have to choose and send 1 to grave by rules process. It really would save a lot of problems. Oh, mythic triggers being abused is so dumb. I do like this card though. I mean, like, it's cool that it does have an implication in not just Helen, right? It has an implication in both versions of Helen. It has a cool implication with, like I said, Adine. Like, a lot of Adine's cards, don't, like, they give like 1 or 2 life to both players. Like, I'm thinking like high speed uppercut treatment, right? High speed uppercut gives each player 100 life. Giving each player 500 life suddenly means that Adine's cards suddenly burn a lot more. Also, Adine has a lot of things like, if your opponent would play their second card this turn, they gain 200 life, like Therapist. Right? Therapist, I believe, says when your opponent plays their second card for the turn, each player gains 200 life.
No.
Okay. This with Therapist is really good. Because then suddenly you have the Therapist, which is already good. Like suddenly solo AD and feels like a deck, maybe, for like Nurse Burn style, which is pretty cool.
I mean, you are still capped at, I think, 500 on the ruler side.
Sure. I mean, but
Right.
pumping a 200 to a 500 for I mean, you only have to drain your opponent 8 times at 500, right? And then they're dead. Presume it, because they also can't gain life. So presumably that's helpful. So I don't know, any kind of thing that can make those little tiny life gains better, I think, is really good for Adine. Sorry, you can't speak about the future, but this is the end of the cluster, so wait for yeah, that's fine. It's fine. This is just a general wish list of I'd like Mythic to no longer trigger. I'd like Mythic to just send to the graveyard. But yeah, Wang Xia feels very much like a super rare. Has implications for both Helen and everything else. Being able to bounce herself is a little bit interesting. Obviously, it's designed to be able to like redirect it to her and then save herself. Clearly, right?
Yeah.
So you can kind of like force people's things to fizzle, which I think is neat. Maybe it goes into the cube. I don't know. Might be a cube card. We saw the witch.
More like more like Trinity cards, no, for the cube.
Yeah, that's true. I would need more. Saving herself is what she did to survive Helen. Yeah, for sure. So she can save herself. Another card super rare, we have the Evil Teachings of Diabolos. This is a 1-cost chant treasure with Remnant that can be played from your removed area. So if it gets explored, you can just cast it. You pay 1 more red to play this card from the graveyard, so it becomes blue and red to play with Remnant. Search your deck for any card with Trinity or a glyph card. Reveal it, then shuffle the rest of your deck. Put that card on top of it or into your hand. If you do, reveal a Witch Resonator you own from outside the game that doesn't share a name, and keep it revealed. So this is like a mandatory 4 of in Helen. Right? Like, accelerates the witches outside the game that she will be able to use her abilities for. Gets you any one that you need to be able to stack on top and then explore it.
Yep.
Like this feels like the engine, like the start of the Helen engine. This feels immediate 4 of in every Helen deck. Go ahead. What's your thought?
No, I was gonna say, like, you can't play this at quick cast with Helen though, right? I don't think she has, like,
No.
maybe a 3. I don't know if it'd be 4. I'd say probably 3.
Minimum 3.
Other
3.
cards are gonna be in the list, so like I can see 3.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. She's another ruler where like sideboard not included. Right? Like the more we see this, like she wants to reveal all of those witches from outside the game. So it's like
no
sideboard not included for Helen.
It's like books again.
Yeah, hey.
It's just
Listen, I'm for it. It's fun. It's fun. I like them. So let's talk about these runic witchcrafts. Runic witchcraft will go. I know I just put up number 4, but let's pull up number 3 to start. Quick cast untouchable. Divinity 5. We don't know. Hen could play it at instant speed. That's true. I don't know if she'd want to, but she could.
Fair.
The teachings were revealed literally the day after I went. We need to know how these reveal these witches. Yeah, for sure. So we've seen Addition Runes, Divinity 5, Alejandro. Can we know how these work now? In regards to like from a rune deck, if we're getting there, I don't know. I just want to ask since you're here. But anyway, Runic Witchcraft number 3, quick cast untouchable. You gain J resonators your opponent controls cannot attack which J rulers you control as long as this card's in the field or in your removed area and was removed by an exploration effect you performed. So Helen becomes protected while she's judgmented as long as she has this kind of protecting her so that she can make use of tapping and everything else, which is for a Voltron style deck. I really like this, that she has like a built-in kind of like I'm protected element. I really like this a lot. If she's reunited with Helen, it gains treasure in addition to its other races so that it can be explored. Enter, reveal 3 witch resonators you own from outside the game that don't share a name with cards you own revealed outside the game, and keep them revealed until end of game. So just reveal 3. That's a lot to reveal off of just one thing. Alejandro says, let's say that Addition Runes won't clog your rune deck. More info soon. I'll take that. That's close enough. We'll speculate here in a little bit. This one certainly feels like one that she's going to want to play at least 2 of. Because she's going to want to see it for sure. Next up, we have Runic Witchcraft number 4, another one of her super rares. You pay 1 less to play rune spells as long as this card is in the field or is removed. It gains treasure, and it has the same reveal 3. She's revealing so many.
Yeah.
But
we're just accelerating it. Yeah.
So here's the other thing that I really kind of like about this is this gives her natural not a ton, but a little bit of like natural built-in counterplay to like Fates Reunited. Because Fates Reunited taps and unreveals 2, right?
Right.
So like the fact that like
no, it's all.
It's all.
Is it 2? I think it was all.
Is
no?
it all? If
Why
it's all,
not?
even if it's all, then this makes even more.
all.
It is all. Even then, this makes it even more exciting. Like I like this even more then because like the fact that she probably doesn't need all of them, but she has this continuous way to keep revealing them is like she can try to fight through a Fates Reunited. It's like, oh, okay,
Right.
I kind of like that.
That's fair.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that. Yeah.
Like, revealing so many all at once is like, okay, she has a chance to be able to fight through this here. And also, she does have ways to be able to try to stop. She's blue, right? So she's probably going to play mirror. So if she pairs into a Lapis Cluster deck, she's probably hard saving a mirror for a Godsart off of Fates Reunited to stop it from Godsarting. So then if it gets cast, she can pop it and do what,
Right.
So like natural counterplay, and even then if she has to work at it a bit, being able to just reveal 3 is like, oh, okay, that's pretty good. Like, I think that's really nice. And Fates Reunited will leave Paradox much earlier than the ruler in her support. Yeah, for sure. For Paradox, sure. Yeah,
that's fair. Something Jess Wing pointed out as well, harvesting season can be won with this.
That is there's a so no, I will point out that there's one that's even grosser than harvesting season. Loki's Insight. For 1 blue,
yeah.
It's in color.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah.
So I'm just going to turn 1, reveal this, and then Loki's Insight you for 1 blue. I saw this, and Paul and I literally went, what are all the rune chants and that have a void cost? And we were like, Power of Immortality, 1 cost now. 1 black. Great card. With that card at 1 cost, hell of a card. Loki's Insight, great card. Harvesting season, like, good stuff. Very cool. Very cool. Next up, we have Runic Witchcraft number 6. Interestingly enough, a rune that has a void cost to it. Almost like when we get a discounted cost, these all cost 1.
Yeah.
Crazy. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? Right.
Enter or Resonance Fire Magic Stone. Stack a card from the bottom of your deck face down below each entity with Trinity you control. Okay, that's a lot. Tap, recover target Witch J Resonator you control. Another way to be able to recover Helen when she's flipped. And Trinity, expel this card. Destroy all non-Witch Resonators of total cost 2 or less. Just nuke the board. Oh, okay. This one, yeah, go ahead.
No, it's pretty good. I mean, because the issue was when the Trinity stuff first came out in the first set, it was like, it felt slow. Honestly, it felt really slow. So like, this feels like a really good way to accelerate all that to get to actually hit Trinity and have it feel good. And the boarding's obviously nice as well.
Yeah, for sure. Because this also has Trinity. Who would have thought? Yeah. So here's the one thing that I have concerns with Trinity, if I'm being perfectly honest. I have concerns about how fast you burn through your own deck.
That's true.
Helen feels like a ruler who's going to play 50 cards. Like, just so she doesn't burn. I guess it's dependent on how many other cards she plays that require Trinity, or if she just, like, truly sticks to, like, just her. Right. Or whatever. But like, if you're stacking a bunch of cards underneath a lot, like, more ways to recover Helen, it's always good. And if I remember correctly, stuff that's stacked below, if the card on top goes away, those cards just go to graveyard. So like, this might be a ruler that's like playing Horn of the Sacred Beasts. Yeah, we play in Horns to try to recycle, which is fine. Fine. Next up, we have Runic Witchcraft number 8. Also has a 1 void cost. Crazy how that works. Water Magic Stone. Stack a card from below, bottom face down, so it does the same thing. It's just for water or fire, which means if you hit a fire water stone, then you have both. Just 2 cards. Here you
go.
Yeah. Whenever you play a card from a non-hand zone by paying Will, rest up to 1 target resonator and up to 1 target non-resonator entity. That can hit stones.
Yeah.
Tap, Trinity tap. If you control a J ruler with Helen in its name, explore 2. So even further acceleration. Another sentence of more ways to recover Helen is always good. Sitka, you're not of the game. What's Divinity? Divinity is the concept of the rune rulers from New Valhalla. We're not really sure exactly how it interacts with Helen and these editions quite yet. We were just talking about that a little bit earlier. This card is support for the new/old Water Spirit of the Lamp. Oh, that's true. If you explore Water Spirit of the Lamp and then cast it for 2 because you paid Will. That's a nice little synergy for her. She can explore during either player's turn, which is important to note. Next up, we have the Witch of Irrevocable Curses. So another Witch of 2-cost Ghost Witch. Each player's maximum hand size is 4 and cannot be decreased. You stack the bottom of card of your deck face down below this card once per turn. And at Trinity, pay 2. Copy another target activate ability whose source is a Witch J/Resonator. Choose new targets for the copy. Play this ability only once per turn. And tap, stack the bottom 2 cards of your deck face down below this card. So really, is it strange that I think that Helen is also probably a depths deck?
I was thinking about that. I was gonna ask that next. If you can like throw in Rushiel support into Helen, maybe. Also, this witch gives Mujdart vibes.
It does give Moosh. I mean, it's the Ishisho. Ishisho's artwork always has the same kind of style to it.
Ah, fair.
No combining this with EDL in books just to say no hand. Yeah, correct. Good phrasing. So we don't just say, hey, no. But yeah, with the speed in which she can burn through her whole deck, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw like Helen Depths.
Yeah.
Which is honestly fair. That's a very fair possibility.
Wait. What if you do Helen with the XR, the
crossing point? The problem becomes chance. You have to have 20 different chance. And there's not really 20 different treasures, and she wants all of these additions. So it's just like, I don't really necessarily know if crossing point fits with her, but I could see depths working with her.
Right.
Right? Very much so. Shatalkins. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shatalkin depths. More Skibdis. More Skibdis shenanigans. I don't know. Very much so. You can get to depths pretty quick. One more Runic Witchcraft. We have number 12. This is treasure. When this card is revealed by an exploration effect, you get to then reveal 2. So just by revealing it, you get to reveal 2. And then it can stack to tap to stack it below a target entity you control. So you can put it under anything. And you can expel it at Trinity to target a spell its controller expels it. So it's like a cancel. This one's interesting to me because it is full double blue cost. Doesn't have quick cast, but I don't necessarily think that it's not playable. Being able to read like Trinity's gonna be a weird concept to get right. Like the math is gonna have to be like whoever cracks the code on the math for Helen has to share it with the community, because figuring out exactly like the ratios of like getting at maintaining Trinity, what do you want Trinity on, how do you maintain it, like all of that stuff is like, you know that meme of the person like trying to do the math and the numbers are just
and like they go crazy.
It's that. It's just that.
Fair, yeah. It'll be interesting to see. I think it's gonna be tough for sure. I don't think it's gonna be easy to make.
I think you can get to Trinity very quickly. That's not a problem. I think it's a matter of like maintaining what you want to get Trinity on, and like how many Trinity cards you want to play mainboarded versus sideboard versus like whatever. Yeah, someone needs to find the perfect number. Yeah, very much so. Math. It is a deck building challenge for sure. And if someone figures it out, I think it'll be very rewarding to both pilot and play. But it's someone who needs to figure it out. You got to sit down and kind of like be with it for a bit.
Yeah.
This one though, this next card, this Marvel rare, this card is spicy. This is the Ghost of the Witches of the Tower. 1 red, 1 blue, 1 void. Ghost Treasure Witch. Quick cast with Bloodlust and Flying. You may pay this card from your removed area by paying its specified cost, which is 1 blue, 1 red. If this card would leave the field, remove it from the game instead, meaning that you can just kind of keep recasting it. Crazy how that works. The ghosts just keep coming back. Enter, remove target spell of total cost 3 or less from the game. Oh boy.
That's a lot of things.
That's a lot of things. And then pay 0, stack the bottom card of your deck face down below this card once per turn. And Trinity, the attack of each Resonator, including itself, becomes 0 as long as this card is not battling. I'd like to... I would like to propose that this card is the stupidest way that you can outplay Constantino. Just make everybody 0 so that Constantino can't make them rest. And then swing so then all your guys get their attack back and then can kill everything. It's the Constantino out. Let's go.
As long as she's not battling, yeah. But
yeah, exactly.
You gotta get rid of her, no? If
Yeah.
you want to go for lethal.
Yeah, exactly. What's the specified cost? I've never seen that line before. Specified cost is just the will symbols. So you can see she has 1 blue, 1 red, 1 void. The void is the generic. The specified will cost is 1 blue, 1 red. So she can be cast for 1 blue and 1 red as long as she's in your RFG. This card's going to look sick as a Marvel rare. Or like I said, uber rare.
Oh, yeah. Playmat worthy?
Maybe this will be our quarter 3 circuit kit, Matt. Who knows? One of your favorite cards. Yeah, it is definitely the most generic of the Marvel rares so far. Because it's just good on a body, right? Probably a little too strong for Cube. Maybe not. It might actually be a perfect fit for Cube. I don't know.
Depends how heavy you go in the Trinity stuff again.
Yeah, I don't think I really do. I mean, like, this would probably be the only Trinity card that I consider adding. So, like, by its, like,
Right.
it's a generic card,
So,
and the cube, we kind of try to look for, like, generic-y kind of stuff. So
Fair.
this feels like it feels and if it is a 3 cost, it's only a 7/5. So it's like,
fair.
it's probably good. Probably fits the cube pretty well. We got a couple more cards, and then we got the cards from the video. But first, we're going to talk about Throm, Alex Sansta's alter ego, aka who gave the Cthulhu a gun. Cthulhu human moon princess, limit 1, mythic belligerence, 4/4. You may pay, if you're reunited with Alex Sansta, you may pay 1 red rather than pay this card's cost. So when you haven't judgmented yet, this is cheaper. If you have judgmented, J Resonators entering the field don't cause their own enter abilities to trigger. And whenever a limit counter is removed from this card, you get 2 Darkness Smoke Resonator tokens with Protect into the field, which is what the Bianchi tokens for Smokescreen Bomb are. And then you can tap and pay black to put 2 limit counters on something with limit or a ruler. This card's pretty good. Like, it's pretty nice.
Yeah, Fox is pretty solid because you burn through limit counters when you like. It's like 2 when you swing, I think, right? With her when you're flipped, I think.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not right. So you can like put it back on her.
It is a really nice way to like. Also, this is a nice card to grab to further solidify like Throm, because when Throm removes a counter from itself to recover, you go get a card with Throm in its name and put it into the field, so you can then grab this, right? Which feels nice.
There's also that Cthulhu card. I forgot the name. It came out recently. Angled Fires.
Yeah. Angle Fires.
Like
The Marvel rare.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, and you like make more copies of it to make it bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An endless counter refilling. Yeah, this is pretty good. Most notably, this can put the 2 counters back on Throm that Throm burns every turn by swinging.
Yep.
That's really important. Right? Or technically it goes like +1. You like swing, recover, call stone. Right? You can then put 2, so you can like go technically +1 counter every turn, which is nice. This is very, very good for Alex, for solo Alex, which is cool. Can I just say this set has felt so cool in terms of just like the overlap and the fact that we're getting cards that can be used to support for the other rulers in the cluster already. It's like, it feels like a knock out of the park for a set 4. And I don't know, I've really enjoyed that.
Yeah, it's nice like way to wrap things up again as well for the cluster as well. I think people have asked like, hey, can we get less rulers but maybe more support for other like the past rulers, and this is what they did. So
yeah, for sure. Next up, we have, I think, our second to last oath. I think this is for those who need a home. 1 green, 1 white. Oath Coalition. Prevent the next 200 damage plus an additional X 100 damage that would be dealt to you this game. So it carries over. I think I've actually surprisingly just found a reason to start carrying life point cards with you again. Just like prevent and just like lay out a couple of life point cards to be like, this is how much damage I'm preventing. Hooray. And Resonators you control gain plus X 100 attack, pierce, and eternal until the end of the turn, where X is the number of times you've already played it. If the total attack of Jade Resonators you control is 3,000 or more. Because if your attack is 3,500, your attack is still 3,000. Resonators your opponent controls cannot block until the end of the turn. Remove this card from the game as it resolves. Like, so die. I would like to point out that like in Alex Sansta, because you have Lunar Duty and Protect, you could potentially have like a massive wall of prevented damage.
Oh yeah.
Like, I prevent the next 300. Okay, you haven't done any damage to me yet. I then prevent the next 500. Okay, cool. So now I'm protecting the next 800 damage. Oh, you still haven't hit me? Cool, we're gonna go. Like you can just build this like buffer wall, which just seems kind of insane.
Yeah, there's some like the golems, they have like drain and stuff like that. Or you like just gain life off calling stones. So like you're just
you're just like, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, Alex Stun coming back in a big way with Crossing Point. The other thing too is think about it with Moonless Night, not Moonless Night, the one where 3 monster card zones. Play this one, yeah. 3 monster card zones plus Protect. Just be like, all right. Good luck.
We're going to have a nice long 60-minute game.
Since it stacks, I believe you would get up to preventing the next 2,200 damage, get hit for 1, and then that uses up the 1 instance of damage prevention. I'd have to. That's a Q&A question, Alejandro, for determining like how it stacks or whatever. So is it like a bank, or is it like an instance of damage that just more and more of it gets prevented, but once it happens, it all goes away? That's a great question, Yo-Yo. So sad to see myself on a card knowing full well that I'm going to die. Rip Bianchi. It should be like a bank. You'll pass that question. That's what I thought too. It felt like a bank where it's just like, well, I have 2,700 damage prevention. I prevented 500. I have 2,200 damage prevention. Like, you have to eat through it. Again, no. Life point cards. Who would have thought that they would have come back and been important? To be able to track it. That's all the cards that we've had spoiled, except today, Rio came out with another video. And boy, howdy, did it have some spice to it. Our 3 champions from the beginning of the cluster have finally found their final forms, which I think we got to talk about. So do we want to talk about WU, Lyka, or Lucie first? Ayush, who do you want to talk about first?
Let's do WU.
Let's do Wu. Everybody's favorite. This is Wu XIAOHU, the motorized cat. He is a sub-ruler. He has finally accepted his cathood. He is a partner for Lyka. For effective non-attribute cards you control, treat this card as a ruler as long as there are 3 players in the game. So it's an ABC card, which makes sense. Tap and pay red. Discard a card with Aradia in its name. Search your deck for a Aradia card. Reveal it and put it into your hand. Then shuffle your deck. I do wish it said search for a card with Aradia in its name, but I know not all of the Aradia cards have that. That's fair. Rest a Magic Stone you control named Magic Stone of Beasts. Produce white, blue, or black. Play this ability once per turn. And a God's Art. Yes, I am a cat. Destroy target non-attribute, non-Magic Stone entity or dual attribute Arcana J ruler. This is Lyka going, what mask? Brah!
Yeah, Subro is really good for like.
Yeah.
I mean,
this is really good. It makes Magic Stone of Beasts playable.
Yeah,
for Lyka. It probably makes it like probably the quintessential stone for her to finally use, which is a little bit scary because of how many cards she'll be able to draw. And yeah, it is just a beginning of the game answer to Mask, which is very nice. It can also answer Ice Shards, which is very nice. This is like exactly what Lyka wanted to finish out the cluster. Like Lyka was already like fringe, like close to competitively very viable. This single-handedly is like, oh no, Lyka's a choice. Like you can absolutely play her competitively, which is sick. Because I've said this before, as everybody knows. I'm not good at playing red decks, and I'm typically not the one who plays them for the channel. This cluster has had some of the most fun red decks I've ever played. Like every single red deck I've played has been great. I have enjoyed I have enjoyed playing Gil. I have enjoyed playing Lyka. All the different ways I've tried to play Lyka. I have enjoyed Moonglow. Like all of them. Bianchi. I loved playing Bianchi. Honestly, that deck was a ton of fun. Like they really were just like, mission number 1 of Trinity Cluster: get Jeremy to play red decks. Mission accomplished. Like you got it. I'm in. Oh no, is Bianchi dead? Yeah, I died. I jumped in front of the way. I got big Zambeamed by Ashwin and Gil. Protecting Alex. So it's okay. They'll just bring me back to voice another character, maybe. Who knows? Alex gave him the protect keyword, and boy, howdy did he use it. Die. It's okay. At least I didn't go down as stupidly as Misung did. Misung was just kind of like, I'm here. Okay, no, I'm not. Poor Misung. Got absolutely axed. But yeah, Wu XIAOHU, really cool. This also is a really cool card for ABC too, for the Void ABC deck. Being able to just be like, pop a single Arcana J ruler is also really nice. We'll do Lucie next. So Lucie's final form is Synthetic Homunculus, number 8. This is Lucie as a homunculus, so it turns out that Lucie has been a homunculus the whole time, which is a very cool, like, oh, now it all makes sense. She was like the final experiment of Helen. If Gil let Misung finish dancing, he would have been cooked. So of course he had to finish it quickly. Yeah, for sure.
He gets power up.
Yeah, for sure. Untouchable Mythic Barrier Chant. Reunited with Lucie. Enter. Search your deck for 5 Elemental Spirit Resonator cards and put them into your item area. Then shuffle your deck. Wild Alchemics. Put an Elemental Spirit Resonator from your graveyard or hand into your item area. You may play 1 additional Alchemic Research ability until end of turn. Only 1 Wild Alchemics once per turn. And you can tap to search for a great work in its name. Reveal it and put it into your hand. This like single-handedly makes linkage way better. Because one of the reasons why we didn't see people playing linkage with Lucie is because it took her forever to fill up the item area anyway. So it's like, why am I putting things back to play spells that are like mid? When you can put 3 cards back in your item area every single turn, suddenly linkage doesn't look so stupid. Like, oh, cool. Like, we're going to be resolving things. So this is very cool. Go ahead.
Surprised he made it a rare. Like, she feels stronger than a rare.
Yeah, the other homunculus, which is by far significantly worse, is a marvel.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. I'm like, okay, I mean,
this can't even be.
I mean,
this can't even be
place out of
Uber.
it.
This can't even be Uber.
Yeah,
Which is so sad.
That also feels bad.
This is This is quite honestly probably the quarter 3 circuit, Matt. Like,
fair.
Honestly, quarter 3, quarter 4 is probably like Lucie and Lyka's like final forms. Probably. Right. Like, those are like kind of very easy choices for, unless we'll see what Devil Cluster has to offer for quarter 4. But maybe I'll try to do something. Oh, you know what would be cool? I could probably try to do a like split, or maybe the very traditional like diag mat as both Lucie and Lyka's final forms together on one mat for the quarter 3 mat. That might be cool. I have that idea in my brain now. That's locked.
Yeah.
That might be a cool way to do it. Hell, sorry, Devil Asterisk Cluster. Listen, stop doing this to me, Alejandro. What? I will say this, the number of times in our private conversations that Alejandro has said something, and I've responded with the meme of the guy shaking the White House, going, let me in! It's too many times. Alejandro messes with me constantly. Love how they remembered Lapis has Black Moonbeam. Yeah. Just dies. Play Adelbert, set Nighttime Raiders. So this was, and then we did get the last great work here revealed. This is the great work Aurum Cauda Pavonis. You pay 1 white, 1 red, 1 green, 1 black less to play this card for each spell with great work in its name at different names you already played. And if it's this first spell named Great Aurum. If you have played 5 spells with the great work in its name and different names this game, and you control the Jade Ruler with Lucie in its name, and 2 entities with Spirit Stone of Alexandrite, you win the game. I'm just going to... This is very cool way to... So, here we go. This is very thematically cool with the Great Works, and the fact that the final Lucie helps you tap to search for the Great Works. Why in the ever-loving hell did this card not have Untouchable? It has so many conditions, truly so many conditions, and takes so long, and only gets discounted if it's the first time you cast it. Why did this card not have Untouchable? My God. Like, come on. Or at the very least say it can't be canceled, right? Like, give it something.
Right.
Like,
yeah,
it's just like some kind of, make it bounceable, movable, expellable, fine. But make it, like, give it something. I don't know, man. Like, I love alt win cons. I think the best one we've ever actually had that's been consistent has been the Viola one. And it's not even close, because every other one is either impossible to pull off or has no protection. So you're just like, no.
No. On the bright side, the artwork's really cool.
Yes, the artwork is gorgeous. That's for sure. The artwork is amazing. It's a very cool finish to the Great Works cards. It's going to take a long day setting up for this and just to see someone deny. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, this would have been the perfect, like, if my opponent casts all these Great Works and gets Lucie out and, like, keeps Lucie survived to the end of this card resolving and all this other stuff, and it gets to resolve, my guy, you got it. Like, let it resolve. I will say though, to its defense, Lucie, when she's flipped, does like infinitely protect this card because of her ability to like tuck stuff back to like expel chance or whatever. Like, she does have ways to protect it, but my God, like, I wanted this, like, let it protect itself, please. Protect this card with Offering of the Sacred Light. Okay. I guess that's something you could try to do. I have to play Offering of the Sacred Light and Lucie. But yeah, the J Ruler, I mean, she has to be flipped, so she has some protection that way. I don't know. I'll probably still try to build it. I'll probably build Great Works Lucie and try to make it work for the channel. So catch me out here coming back like 3 weeks from now and being like, this card's too good. It resolves every time. I don't know what I'm talking about. Sort of feels auto win. Got to be really hard to do. Yeah, for sure. At least you don't even have to resolve the Great Works. You just have to cast them. And like the first one gets you the homunculus that then refills itself and lets you start searching for the other Great Works. So like you can get to it pretty quick. When you get the Lucie Judgment, the game's already in your control 90% of the time. Yeah, I will say this. I've been playing Lucie decks that they flip Lucie, and I agree that the game feels in your control 90% of the time. But there are some times where you're like, well, I've got Lucie, but like it's gonna take me like 3 turns to kill you. You know what I mean? Because like they have blockers or they have whatever, and it's just like, huh. I do have to hit you, or they have something like Muse Spirit out, or something like that, or I can't like cheat in the elementals or whatever. So this does give her a way to kind of get around that. Be like, well, you won't let me get my elemental spirits to board, so I'll just do the Great Works and call it a day. Maybe 2 alt-win contexts going at each other. Yeah. Okay, we got 1 card left. Lyka, Theriomorphed. More specifically, WU XIAOHU Riding a Dragon is what this card is called. Swiftness, Flying, Pierce, no stats. J Ruler. This card becomes an 828 or 812,800 as long as you control 8 Aradia Resonators with different names in public areas.
New high score.
If this card would leave the field while there are face-up card Resonators stacked below it, unstack them instead. Enter, put the top card of your Magic Stone deck into the field rested. Pay 1 green to destroy it. Put the top 4 cards of your deck into your graveyard. Play this ability only once per turn. Hey, by the way, that then like unstacks it. Kind of crazy how it does that. New high score. Toss Raging Messiah. Do enough damage to end an entire GP's worth of Force of Will in 1 swing. It's fine.
Yeah.
1.62 million damage.
So much.
It's so unnecessary. And also, now I understand in Paradox why the Summon the Charger of War got banned. Unstack. Summon the Charger. Die.
We still have Justice Punch.
Oh, you're right. We do have Justice Punch.
It might be a combo man or something.
It's so dumb. I love it so much. It's so stupid. Just the sheer extravagance of it. Like, no, you're dead. Like you are dead.
Super dead. You're super dead.
Sorry. Who wins? This thing attacking or 1 Robometa that was cast before this thing swung?
Oh my god.
Just protect. Shit. I messed up.
Wait.
Just like the Omni-Man. Look what they have to do to mimic a fraction of our power. Just 1 Robometa protecting.
Funny when someone like plays Calamity Shield.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, you.
Swing. Calamity Shield. I have
to Patrick in the GP.
Yeah. I have made a mistake. Crazy. This is very silly. I love it. It's such a good way to finish out the cluster. It's such a good form. I would have also loved like my tinfoil hat theory of like Lilia's Petal showing up and being like, I will teach you how to channel the power of the Chimera. This is just as good. It's just as good. Like as the anime version of Wing Dragon of Ra. Yeah, kind of. Or Slifer the Sky Dragon.
Yeah, more Slifer vibes.
Yeah, so that's what we have. We probably have 1.5 weeks left of spoilers. We have a lot of cards left to see. The Chimera form appeared on a lore article. She did have a Chimera form. That's true. Just wasn't this form. We probably have 2 weeks left of spoilers, I think. So we got a good bit of there. But we do have some cool news. We had the Paradox Uber series was hosted by Alejandro over in Spain. 48 players, 42 players, Alejandro. I think 40. It was 42 or 48. 43.
I could be wrong.
Maybe really cool deck diversity from what we heard. Only one mask player showed up. Almost like all of the bans really disincentivized playing mask because of how hard it got nerfed. So people felt pretty free to play kind of whatever they want. 54 registered players, 43 players ended up showing up. Okay. And then top 8 was 4 book decks. Colored me surprised, a little bit surprised there. And then G&G, Mask, Soul Mercurius, and Priscia, which is a really cool showdown there. Finals was Books v Books, and then 3rd and 4th was Soul Mercurius and G&G, I believe. So it was G&G, Soul Mercurius, Book. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm surprised. Yeah, like 4 books. I thought it would be like G&G Central. I really thought that's what it was gonna be because it just felt so strong. But
yeah,
I was wrong.
Not undefeatable. For sure. I want to see all of the books decks, and obviously we're going to have Paul try to do a tournament report once we get the full details in terms of like the ruler breakdowns and all that stuff. We'll do a video about it. Looking at the first place books list, I wasn't necessarily surprised in the direction that it went. It just felt like a very good, like consistent 5-color control shell. It was just using books to increase its consistency. Playing things like Dark Machina to be able to fix its colors in a format that has very little color fixing. I wouldn't be surprised, having seen that data now, I wouldn't be surprised if we see like a combo ban in Paradox of Dark Machina with the books. Because again, one of the things they talked about in Paradox is not wanting to have purely reactive 5-color strats be so predominantly playable in Paradox, and this book deck certainly looked like one. So maybe that's like, and again, to their credit, I don't mind there being another hit to books in Paradox because they're still trying to figure out Paradox. So it's like, yep, we found something, good data, let's make some changes. So it's cool stuff. Speaking, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I would say the Soul. I think it was Soul Mercurius. That was also like interesting list that they had.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently they were just like, from what I heard from the player that won, they would like turbo flip Soul and then just play Rising from the Depths, and then just cheat in the Serpent. So they make it so that
the opponent only had water.
Yeah, and just like lock them out and just go from there.
Yeah, she was like,
it's like
call it a day.
And the only way you stop it is Mew Staring At, because it bounces all resonators first, so you can't Alabaster or Mirage Spirit in response to the cast. For sure.
You can't even Muse Staring At it. Well, yeah, you'd have to Muse Staring At to stop them from being able to cheat anything in.
But, but if the Soul player's on the coin, then you can't even do that. I guess you could play R&R, and you could Memory Worlds.
Don't give away my spice. Don't give away my spice.
Sorry.
So yeah, we do have some interesting, Paradox certainly has piqued my interest a little bit more seeing this event. And also we just got the announcement today that the side event in Minnesota, day 2, Paradox, will have another invite to Worlds. So an unpaid invite to Worlds. So Minnesota has 4 invites to Worlds on the line, 3 for the main event and 1 for the side event. And I promise to concede to whoever I meet in the finals of that side event so that I do not steal your invite. Side events are the only time I get to be competitive, and so this time I get to play competitive Paradox. Last time I played in a side event at Minnesota, I got Carlita banned. So maybe I'll have some Paradox ban list influence this time around. Who knows? I'm excited, though. It's going to be good. We have a lot of exciting stuff going on. Currently, FowFest is sitting at like projected numbers of anywhere between like 95 to 100, maybe even upwards of like 120 players for the main event if everyone shows that we're prospected. When is the Minnesota GP? It's before, so it's current format. So Minnesota GP is current competitive Paradox format for the side event, and current Wanderer for the main event. We have Lyon, the France Wanderer GP, coming out this weekend, I believe. This coming weekend.
This weekend.
Yeah. So we're gonna have some more tournament data there. Competitive season in full swing, like full steam ahead. I really like the fact that we have events from all over. It's gonna be really exciting stuff. I'm hyped for it. Memorial Day weekend is also pre-release weekend. Yeah. Yep. So it goes pre-release / Minnesota GP, set release, FowFest.
Wild West FowFest.
Please announce the ban list like early.
Oh yeah, that would be much appreciated.
Please announce the ban list on
like Tuesday,
the Monday,
Tuesday,
the Monday before set release. Like, don't like Alejandro, you're here, man. Please, like, our players will love you if they get the like Monday before set release, if that update video shows us the ban list instead of Friday. Like, our players are gonna need all the time they can have. Otherwise they will have literally a week to test for FowFest.
That would be appreciated.
And especially since side events for FowFest will be ABC, Paradox, and Wanderer. Like, all of those ban lists will be important. So please. Thanks, bud. I know you can't control it, but anything is helpful. So Shrimpo.
Yes.
You're coming to Minnesota.
Yep.
But you already have your invite.
Yep.
So what are you playing in the Paradox side event so I can tech against you?
Well, I'm leaning towards GNG still.
Yeah.
Because I mean I love the deck. It's just really strong. So but books could be something to look at now that I've seen the list. At least it seems interesting. Soul Mark is something to look at, which I initially was not even glancing
out of
at
left
all.
field. Apparently Electra was at top tables for a bit too in the Paradox event.
I mean, makes sense, right? Because you have like mask is not really an issue, right? So you have your armaments again. You're able to just I mean that also makes sense.
A lot of cool stuff.
Yeah.
That's always the big question for American players is like, we get to see the tournament results from overseas, but like, do we actually pay attention? Probably not.
No, we just play what we want.
We just play what we want, especially in side events. Like, side events, people are just like having a good time. So, like, I was kind of thinking, I was like, I think this deck is good into books. I should probably test to be sure. But I could also do a bunch of testing and then no one plays books in the side event, knowing our player base. Yeah. Electra, Yokoshima, and Valentina bubbled out on the win and in. Wow. Yeah! Val 2. Or Val 4.
What?
Lots of cool stuff to play around with in Paradox. I'm excited to see what comes out of it. Exciting times. Hey, play Luminaries. It's fine. Memory of Worlds. Yeah, let's go. You burn all that mana, boy. Tap ruler, cancel. Get out. North American players are stubborn. You sure as hell are correct. Yeah, for sure. I'm just gonna like the other thing, the risky thing I think about Luminaries. The riskiest thing I think about Luminaries is I feel like their book matchup will suck. Because they both are ruler. Oh, they won't. Oh, no, sorry. They don't have. No, they dodge it because of printed tag. It has a printed tag and printed judgment. So never mind. They're safe from that. I'm excited to see what people try to bring for Minnesota. Just a few pieces of housekeeping before we close out for the night. This week we will be getting caught up on deck profiles. You will see the Feasting list, the Prisia list, and the books list. Will get posted this week to get us all caught up there. Feature match this week will be Millium versus Time Paradox Flute. finally putting Flute on the channel, and so we'll have the Flute deck profile up later this week as well. And then next week is our last feature match of Masterpiece 2, covering, it took us long enough, but Dark Tree and Yakami Kimonos. So Kaguya left the timeline, and as such, she is the last to be covered for Masterpiece 2. We finally got that, so that's going to be an exciting match next week too. So, nope, the match is 90% favored to the Luminaries. Yeah, like, I'm not surprised by that inherently, especially because I remembered that one of them doesn't get exiled by the Grimoire book, but I would want to see how that goes. So that's very interesting. Can't wait to see what gets played. It's going to be exciting. Shunpo, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
And as always, thank you all so much for joining us. If you like what we're doing, want to consider supporting us, click that join button down below. Be sure to share this out with all your friends. Subscribe as always. Feed the algorithm to get more players into Force of Will. And we'll see you all at FowFest. So thanks all so much for watching. And until next time, this is DMO73 saying, class dismissed.